Hello Instagram, hello Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to the Earth Reverence Healing Circle for today. I'm Ursula Faye, your channel, your guide for this time. Coming to you from Melbourne in Australia this morning. We just had a pretty big storm last night and there's been quite a bit of damage around. Some people have lost their lives. I'm aware there are fires raging in California. There are hurricanes, all kinds of things going on in the world. Some really big news on the political fronts have emerged. People are feeling scared. People are worried. People are rightfully angry. Well, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge all of those things, and my deep concern for it. Of course, this time together is sacred and precious, and we're here at the moment to bring in the frequencies and energies of peace, of loving energy, of hope, bringing in some of the more divine feminine aspects and codes to the earth so that we can hopefully get through this tumultuous and terrifying period a little more quickly and with a little bit more ease and grace. So I appreciate every time we come together and everyone who gives their attention to these little processes. As always, I'm just a channel. I'd like to acknowledge the angelic and the elemental realms who work behind the scenes, largely helping me to do this work. And I'd like to acknowledge the ancient ones who have risen up to support my deeper earth work lately and guiding and directing my abilities and what's coming through. So as usual, I'll guide you all into a meditative state. I'm going to just, for these few minutes we're together, leave the world out there. It will be there when we come back, but these few minutes we spend together are precious to focus inward on the earth and providing that love and that state of grace and peacefulness that we need to get through this time. And your loving attention, of course, amplifies my efforts. So I'm very grateful for everyone who joins in each week. So as always, I'll just guide you quickly in to take a breath. You may want to close your eyes just to feel more connected to yourself. And we're just going to drop from our head to our heart, letting all thought and concern and worry go for a while. And we're going to let the rest of the world just fall from our shoulders too, just like taking a coat off or a cloak. We're just going to momentarily drop that to the floor and be completely present for the love, hope, and peaceful frequencies of freedom that are needed right now. So bringing your breath into your body in a conscious manner, feeling your attention residing in your heart and expanding outwards in all directions like a ball or a flower of light that's unfolding. Directing your attention downwards through your feet and deep into the core of the earth as we connect with the deep, crisp heart of Mother Earth, of Gaia, and allow her energy to rise up and hold us, support us and meet us as we do this work. Energy rising up from our hearts also through the top of our head, through the crown and the upper energy centers, connecting to the pure heart of Source, instantly creating a channel held within the energy of the two hearts. As we reach out, letting our loving energy rippling out our intentions for love, for peace, for freedom, for collaboration and compassion. And we direct our attention to our beautiful planet Earth, allowing these energies that I channel through to be seated in, woven into the matrix as we feel her heartbeat, pulse, and grow. We know we are building weaving a new world with the light that we yield. Directing your love and compassion to all of the planet, to the earth herself, all of the ground, the soil, the rock, the minerals, beautiful crystals who help to do this work, the waterways, the air that we breathe, the microorganisms, the plants, animals, insects, and to humanity, who probably needs this love most of all at the moment. Help our channeled energies, these frequencies of love, of hope, of peace that have not been seen here before. These are new frequencies we're introducing to the earth plane which haven't been allowed through before. Many come of Venusian in origin, I believe. A lot of divine feminine stuff coming through. There are many heart codes and codes of other forms that are required to come in. The planet herself has DNA just as we individually as humans do, and there's much that needs to be activated and re-encoded to bring us out of the period of chaos and into the new world we'd all love to see, where everybody's seen, cared for, loved, appreciated, and has the freedom to live a good life without the need for any power over, any violence or criminal behaviour. Simply a higher level, a higher order of relating to one another. And it may take us a little while to get there, but we will never lose face, never lose focus on what we are trying to achieve here, and we keep working towards this goal every week. What we're seeding into the matrix structure, the blueprint of the planet right now, is for the benefit of absolutely everyone upon this planet. And as she reaches her point of true magnificence, the vibrations and frequencies of love she was always meant to function at as a base level, she rises, she expands to a new level of being, and this love will ripple out from our beautiful tiny planet to the rest of the galaxy and the universe as a whole, and this will have an impact in a much greater sense than we can know throughout all timelines, throughout different realities, levels of reality and understanding in ways we cannot fathom as human beings, but we understand and know that these must exist. And we allow our waves of love, of compassion, of greater understanding to ripple out from us now. Using our discernment to see through illusion, through lies, through deliberate confusion. Let our love for the truth guide us, no matter what form it takes when we discover it. Our willingness to be guided, to be enlightened, will bring us through. The world is changing so fast, but if we can hold on to our threads of our true humanity, of our soul guidance, staying in our heart in as many moments as possible, returning again and again to a place of peace, of calmness, from here we will make better decisions. When we find ourselves with our nose to the carpet too closely, focusing on the dirt between the fibres, may we have the wisdom to move out somewhat so we can see and gain a little more perspective on what is going on in a broader sense. Still be aware of the dirt in the carpet that needs to be dealt with, but we won't then be blinded to the other peripheral and bigger and smaller issues that are also important. And as we zoom out to take a higher view, a broader view. Let us be willing to see more and more truth. Open yourselves up to receive these frequencies, dear ones. They're for you as well as the planet, for we are so intrinsically connected. And the freedom, the abundance that we wish for her, the ability to regenerate, to be in full expression of all of her potential and beauty, we also need to allow for ourselves and for all of humanity and all of the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom, the minerals, the rocks, the soil, the water and the air. Understanding our place together, our piece of the puzzle, our part in the whole, and loving that piece, no matter how big or small it may be, understanding how vital and intrinsic it is. Acknowledging and loving the natural balance as it returns to the world, as it changes the world as we know it. Let us find courage to trust in this process of change. Let us have compassion for the fact that it will not be recognizable for some time, for we are creating the world in very real ways, with our thoughts, with our energy, our intentions, the way that we show up in the world on each and every day, each hour. So let us all be mindful of that. Take a moment, take a breath before we speak, before we act, before we judge, before we decide our next move, and take more considered action, hopefully from a place of greater compassion, which is a higher form of love, which encompasses a greater understanding of why things are happening the way they are, which is very appropriate for this time. In times of stress, of turmoil, of trouble, of great change, of uncertainty, of suffering, the thing that makes a difference, that helps us to get through, is often a sense of greater purpose. Of knowing that this will have an end point, that this is not forever, that we will get through this, that we have hope of getting through. And also that there may be a greater purpose for things. We can endure things that are uncomfortable when we know that as a result of going through these times, we gain so much. We will come through to a better place, a better level of understanding, more compassion, higher forms of freedom, more than we could have ever imagined. So as you soak up these frequencies, these ripples of hope, of love, of freedom, of peace, I urge you to attune your own cells, your own particles of light to how this feels, and train your system to return to this state, to recognize these particles of light, these waves, these frequencies, and to seek them out and retain them. And you slowly turn away from the older, more harmful pathways and bring them with you into the world and share them with those around you. Find your moments of peace and hope and joy and take them out into the world with you. These moments do more than you could realize. to bring us all through this time to a better time. And slowly prepare to end our time together. Call your energy back slowly through the quantum field, through the cosmos, from around the planet, gently back to you, to your breath within your own body, feeling yourself on the floor, in the chair, wherever you are, in the room, in the outdoors, this day, this night, this morning. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for exactly where you are, for the opportunity to play a part in the history of this world that is unprecedented, and that you have an active role in shaping, in directing, and informing, and take that with you out into the world with you. Remember to drink some water and ground yourself before you head out into the world. If you're heading for a sleep, perhaps a drink of water is a good idea also. Call all of your energy back to yourself. Make sure there are no entanglements left anywhere else, any particles of energy you didn't mean to bring back with you. And once again, I thank you all and all of the beings, ancestors, guides, etc., that show up and stand in circle with us during these meditations. Thank you all. Much gratitude from me. Thank you, beautiful Mother Gaia. We love you so much. Take care, everybody. Just